If you have a clothing brand or you're working on trying to start up a clothing brand, then you probably understand how hard it is to actually get your brand out there, whether it's your brand designs and pieces or just your brand vision and image. It is getting increasingly hard because it is now easier than ever to start a clothing brand and get a brand out there. Even myself included, when I first started my brand, I found that getting my brand actually out there to the right eyes was pretty dang hard, and I didn't know exactly how to do it. But luckily for you guys watching this video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact strategy to grow your clothing brand in 2025 so you can get your brand out there and get the right customers on your brand. So without further ado, I'm not going to waste any of your time. Let's hop straight into it. This is why you should listen to my advice and strategy. I have my own clothing brand. I've hit 34K followers, and I've also helped other clothing brands hit, thousands and thousands of new followers. I'm not going to take 100% of the credit for all these follower counts right here because the brand owners themselves have been pretty consistent, but I did play a huge role in the follower counts, down here. And you can see 28K followers, 42K followers, 12.5K, 19K. Again, I'm not going to take 100% credit, but just know I played a huge role in getting these followers up there. So let's just start with the fundamentals we are going to be looking at in today's video. We're going to be looking at platforms and their algorithms, content you want to post, ads, and customer encouragement. So firstly, we're going to start with the platforms and their algorithms. There's no point in posting content on whatever platform if you don't know exactly how that algorithm works, how your content is getting pushed, and how to make it land in front of the right eyes. So we're going to be focusing on TikTok and Instagram. These are pretty much the two platforms you want to be posting on your clothing brand anyways. These are the most important two platforms. But firstly, we're going to start with TikTok over here. TikTok is very For You page centric. This means it is the easiest way to quickly gain new eyes, new followers. And with the TikTok algorithm, you can push a lot more volume and content without follower fatigue. Follower fatigue is essentially when someone follows you and they eventually see your content over and over and over again, and they subconsciously like ignore you because they've seen you before, they know what to expect out of you. You're just predictable at that point. So they kind of just skip over you because they don't really care as much and they want to see something new. That is what essentially follower fatigue is, and you can get follower fatigue by posting a lot of content in a short amount of time. This is very apparent, especially on Instagram. So that is just a quick explanation on follower fatigue. TikTok videos heavily rely on watch time and engagement. You probably seen those TikTok videos where people explain how to get more views, and they are right to, a good extent that you need to be focusing on watch time engagement, getting comments, getting shares, getting bookmarks, all of that. That is super important when it comes to the TikTok algorithm. TikTok is the platform you want to experiment the most on because it is very For You page centric. Like I said earlier, every single time you post, you're going to land in front of new eyes for the most part. And all you got to do is just post 1 to 3 times a day and funnel people from your TikTok to your Instagram. That is super important because, like I said, TikTok is very For You page centric. So it's very easy to have like a high follower count page, but you're still getting low views because you're just not on the For You page. So this is why it's important to funnel to your Instagram, where Instagram is more community based. Now we're going to move on to Instagram. One thing you need to know about Instagram is very follower centric, unlike TikTok. TikTok, you can be on someone's For You page more than someone who actually follows you. And nobody on TikTok uses the following tab. So that is just like the main contrast between these two platforms. So you just got to know Instagram is more follower centric. You're going to land on your followers a lot more than you will on TikTok. Usually when you post a reel or you're posting a feed post, a percentage of your followers will see it first before it lands on the explore page or just on the Instagram algorithm. This is very much different than TikTok because when you post on TikTok, you're pretty much going to get at least 200 people to see your content, and it's going to be mostly fresh eyes. On Instagram, it is most likely going to land between 30 to 50% of your followers first. And if those 30 to 50% of followers like your content, then it will reach out to new eyes. So that is a very important difference you need to know with the algorithm when it comes to TikTok and Instagram. And Instagram is very much more community heavy. This is what you want to build more on Instagram, in my opinion. One thing you want to know about Instagram Reels is it relies heavily on shares, watch time, and engagement. Heavily on shares. I literally watched a reel on the Instagram CEO talking about he wants the videos on the platform to be shareable. He wants people to share content between each other and engage with that. So just know you want to make very shareable content when it comes to Instagram Reels. You don't have to overdo it, but just have that in the back of your mind as you're making content for Instagram. Now, Instagram should be the main spot for your brand, to be honest, in my opinion. It is a lot harder to forget about you on Instagram compared to TikTok. On TikTok, Once you leave someone's For You page, they will basically forget you. But on Instagram, if they're following you, they will occasionally see you around. They will see your stories, they will see your feed posts, they will see your reels occasionally. It is just a lot harder in general to forget about a brand you follow on Instagram than it is on TikTok, to be honest. Now we're going to move on to content you want to post. If you actually want to grow your brand, you need to vary your content. That is so important. Please write that down. Vary your content. Don't be that brand that only spams slideshows with 200 views. Listen, if you're on your 10th slideshow and you haven't gotten above 200 views, it might be time to change something up. I'm going to be honest. You want to post content with different marketing angles. Here are some different marketing angles I provided that you could quickly do: flat lay content, voiceover content, on body content, influencer content, lifestyle content, etc. Like, these are just quick video ideas you can do to change up your content. I promise you, on TikTok, you don't have to post a slideshow every single day. You don't have to post a flat lay video every single day. You don't want to be the brand spamming the same type of video and only getting 100 views because people just don't care about your content. You can mix and match these to however way you want, with the different forms of content you can make. Your goal is to get as much engagement on your videos as possible. Think of ways to get people to share, comment, bookmark, like, etc. Study what is winning with other brands in your niche and try to do something similar, but make your own improvements slash takes on the ideas. And just make your content as good as possible. Stop taking blurry videos, stop having bad lighting, stop having bad pacing. I actually discussed this in my other previous videos if you want to check that out in more depth. But just know, in general, please make actual good content. Try to improve your videos every single time you upload. Find the content style that works best for your brand and its audience. Like I said earlier, don't get stuck posting only one type of video because that would just turn out very bad for your brand. This will limit how many people you can reach and appeal to. Post 1 to 3 times a day on TikTok and then post your best performing video that day onto Instagram Reels so you can avoid follower fatigue. Now we're going to move on to paid ads. Paid ads are definitely a very, very good way to grow your clothing brand when done right. What you don't want to do is you don't want to start spending $200 a day on Instagram boosts or Instagram traffic slash engagement ads. This will lead to low quality followers and no actual audience because it will actually outperform slash completely kill your organic reach. That is super, super bad. You don't want to be the brand absolutely pouring so much money into paid traffic because it would just turn out bad. You don't want to be spamming traffic ads. I promise you, save most of your money for sales ads, and I will explain why here in a second. You want most of your followers to come from high performing sales ads. This will bring followers with high intent to buy. And because these high performing ads are actually profitable for your brand, you are not wasting money unprofitably to bring these high potential followers in. Since these ads are profitable, you can spend even more money while growing your brand in sales and followers, essentially killing two birds with one stone. Now, obviously, it is still your job to keep these followers engaged with drops, stories, content, etc. And here I have a screenshot of my paid ads for this client. You can see 36,000 Instagram profile visits from a sales campaign, not a traffic campaign, a sales campaign. Now, let's say a very modest 10% of these people that visited the Instagram profile actually follow. That is 3,600 followers that are high potential, interested in buying. These are the sales ads, so they're targeting people who are most likely to buy. So that is 3,600 followers for your clothing brand with high intent followers. Now, we actually gained a lot more followers than 3,600. I think I took this brand from around 4,000 followers to around 12,000 followers now. So you can see that is insane growth for this clothing brand. And that was only in, like, I want to say like a month and a half time frame. So in a month and a half time frame, we went from 4K followers to like 12K followers. That is insane growth for a clothing brand. Some clothing brands don't even grow that amount in a year. And we did that in like a month and a half, which is just absolutely insane. Now, the third thing I want to talk about is customer encouragement. A method people often overlook when growing their clothing brand is just passively encouraging their existing customers to share their brand. Actually provide good products and good service, and you will grow through word of mouth. I don't see enough people talking about how powerful word of mouth is. And literally, all you want to do is just repost your customers to your story, encourage customers to submit reviews on your website, host giveaways on your page, host contests, whatever you think will fit your brand, and getting them to share and be loyal to your brand. Word of mouth is so powerful, and you will be surprised how just doing the simple, small things, going above and beyond for your customers, will grow your brand. I promise you, You do good to one customer and they will share your brand to their entire friend group. And just like that, you have one customer and they share it to 5 friends. Boom, you have 6 followers gained for your clothing brand right there, all because you just did the right thing. You literally just provided a good product, good service. You didn't do anything sketchy, which most brands shouldn't be doing anyways. And that is just something simple you can do. And giveaways are so good. If you do a giveaway before you drop, you will bring a lot of new eyes, a lot of new customers, a lot of people willing to engage with your brand if you do it right. If you watch my last video, you'll know I say don't do giveaways and have the requirements be to join your SMS or email list, because this will fill people into your list that, are just looking to win a giveaway. But if you just do it right, you can definitely get a lot of eyes and a lot of people interested in your brand. Now, the bonus thing I want to talk about is influencers. Now, I understand not every brand can do influencers, especially at the start of their journey. But a mistake I see a lot of brand owners make is when they try to go for influencers, they try to go for the influencers that have 100K followers and they get millions of views. And this often leads to the brand getting ignored. And the influencer tries to charge them like $5,000 per video, which obviously any small clothing brand is not going to pay that. Even me, myself, I'm at 6 figures. I'm not going to be paying 5,000 for a video from an influencer. That's just not happening. You want to be targeting niche micro influencers with only a few thousand followers, under 25K preferably, and they still pull a decent amount of engagement and views. These influencers will often make you content in exchange for your product if they like it enough. If an influencer tries to charge you, just move on to the next. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of micro influencers that have under like 50K followers, under 10K followers, and they are willing to make you content in exchange for your clothing. All you really have to do is exchange your piece with them, tag them. And as you grow your brand, you can start paying these micro influencers and have like an army of like 20, 30, 40 micro influencers. And you're just sending them clothes and they're just making you content. You can pay them however way you want to do it. If you want to do like affiliate or referral marketing with them, you can also do that too. But as you grow your brand, you can definitely have like a small army of micro influencers. And think about it like this. If you just get 5 influencers, you do a small bulk of like 30 pieces, you get 5 influencers and they average like 20K views on TikTok or Instagram Reels. That is a potential 25,000 to 100,000 people seeing your brand and your product, which is a very nice trade-off for just sending 5 products that probably cost you like what? Probably like 20 bucks to make, 30, 40, maybe 40 bucks at the max to make and ship it to you and then ship it to the influencer. So I think that is a very good trade-off. The only downside is you will have to have your products in hand. And I understand that not every brand can do that, especially at the start, because it costs thousands of dollars to meet these manufacturers MOQ and then ship it to you. So again, I understand, influencers is not for everybody. That's why I have it as a bonus. But influencers is definitely a very powerful tool for growing your clothing brand. Now, the biggest factors in growing your clothing brand is just being consistent, posting every single day to promote your brand's drop. I promise you guys, it's not rocket science. Everyone that tells you to be consistent and post every day, I know it's boring. It's the same advice everybody else gives, but you have to be consistent. Half of the battle is just showing up every single day, guys. I promise you, if you are just consistent, you will see the growth, you will see the results. And all you got to do is just study your analytics and improve each video. As you are consistent, see what can be improved on each video, and then just keep upgrading your videos, keep improving your content. Vary your content and find a content formula that prints for your brand. Hacking content trends and smartly incorporating it to your brand's content is very smart. See what other brands are going viral with. See what's going viral in the whole internet sphere in general and apply it to your brand if possible. That is how you can grow. That is how you can reach new eyes. Don't be the brand that is just doing trends from like 10 years ago and it just looks kind of awkward. Try to find the recent trends and try to hack into them and apply it to your own brand marketing wise. And just running paid ads as smartly as possible for optimal growth and optimizing your products and service for as good word of mouth as possible. Using influencers to funnel into your brand page and then running ads on their content. I forgot to mention that earlier. When you have these influencers and you have their content, you can also just run ads on it and you can churn a crazy profit by running ads on these influencer posts, which is just very nice for growing your clothing brand. Again, just running ads on these influencer content. Now, all you really gotta do is just follow this advice and continuously look to improve. And I promise you, your brand will grow. Half of the battle, like I said earlier, is just showing up every day, but also just looking at your analytics and finding things to improve on when it comes to your brand marketing. Look at the watch time. Look at where people are scrolling. Look at the how effective your hook is doing. Look at the pacing of the video. Like these are some very important things, and I understand they're boring, guys, but really you have to do these things to grow your clothing brand, guys. I promise you, it is just what you need to do. Now, If you need more help and if you want one-on-one help with me personally, I have opened the spots. I filmed a free breakdown going over the 3 fundamentals that helped me take my clothing brand to 100K with paid ads in just under 6 months. I'm only walking 10 people through this system. So you can just click the first link in the description and watch the free training if you want to get the one-on-one help with me. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. You can join the free Discord down below. There are tons of successful brand owners in there. Subscribe to my channel if you learned something and drop a like and comment. It really helps my videos out. And really, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys can grow your clothing brands to new heights this year in 2025. I laid out the exact strategy I use, and hopefully you guys can apply it to your own brand. Start trying to test different types of content, vary your content, post your best videos to Instagram, do all the things I told you to do, and I promise you, you will see growth eventually. Again, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.